Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. I've decided to take a question from out of the bariatric community today. So this will actually help anyone. You don't have to be a weight loss surgery patient for this advice. This is basically tips on finding meals. So there are some people out here who are just not tech savvy. So I get that. So I'll give you some of the options that I use, whether it be computer or outside of the computer. And you can always hit me up in the comments if you have questions or you need a little bit of help. Please reach out to me. So one of my main go-tos is Pinterest. Now there are a lot of different apps out here that you can use and different websites to receive recipes. But for me, Pinterest has been tried and true over the years. Why? I type something as simple as meals consisting of barbecue chicken and it'll give me an array of barbecue chickens. Or I type in keto meals and it'll give me an array of keto meals and breaks it down by whether it's chicken, beef, pork, whatever I need. So I can kind of say, hey, these ingredients work for me. This is what I have in the house. Another thing I've seen, and I apologize, I don't know the website because it just really didn't work for me. But I know people who use it, and if you Google it, I'm sure it'll kind of come up. But it was basically saying a website where you just put the ingredients that you have currently in your home, and it'll kind of create menus with that. Now, what I found, and when I did use it, because I took it off my phone, is that sometimes it would add ingredients that I didn't have. And so for me, the whole purpose of it was I don't want to go to the store when I use what I have. So that's why for me Pinterest works, because generally I'll go in there and I'll pick something that I know I have, or I'll pick something like 10-minute meals or quick meals, or especially quick meals. Being a working parent, I don't want to spend an hour or two in the kitchen, so I try to do that. Another great thing is having equipment. If you, and I try to do things within budget. For me, having an air fryer and a pressure cooker has been life changing because I can set it and forget it. And definitely with the air fryer, it cuts down on calories. So um, there are so many different air fryer meals on Pinterest, so many pressure cooker meals, so many slow cooker meals. So like prime example, right now I'm not even thinking, I'm working from home. I literally can throw something in a slow cooker right before I start work, and then it'll be probably ready or almost ready by the time I go to lunch or get off. So that's another option. One of the options that I'm using for my daughter right now, and you can use it for yourself, it's just I primarily wanted something for her, is I did one of the meal subscriptions. And this was my first experience with it. I've known people who have used it, and I was just like, no, whatever. And it wasn't too pricey for me. I believe my first box was maybe a little bit over $60, and then we received 4 meals. Now I did the 2 people meal plan, and according to them, you would get a portion for 2 people out of 1 meal. I will tell you, only my 10-year-old ate it, and she's a very healthy eater. She was able to get 4 meals out of this recipe. It's called beef ragu spaghetti. I personally don't eat things that's mixed up or zucchini, but it was a great way to introduce zucchini to her. And like I said, she was able to get 4 healthy size meals out of it. I mean, if I can find a picture and it allows me to attach it, I will. So I was really impressed by that because I was like, oh, I've received way more. So she was able to eat 2 days. So I did the 4 meal plan. That'll last us a week or so, depending on if I cook something else during the week that's not in this meal plan. They had vegetarian options, they had seafood options, they had keto options, if I'm not mistaken. And so they have like coupon discounts for new buyers. There's also a ton of other meal places. I will say, if you're worried about the taste, because that was my concern, like, what is this going to taste like? Although I am not a fan of this type of thing, these type of foods, I did taste it and it was very tasty. It was very well seasoned, and she was really impressed with it, and it was easy to make. She made it. I, of course, um, watched her making it, help where I could because she's on the stove, but she was able to follow, cut up the zucchini, cut up the onions, do everything on her own. It was some garlic, and I believe everything was included except for like your salt and your pepper and your oil. So it was pretty much everything you need is in the box. So that was a huge help. Also, Instagram is always a huge help. You put in a hashtag keto meals or sleeve meals or low fat meals or whatever, and a list of ton of things will come up. So depending on what your need is, for me, I'm all about convenience of time. So for me, this is a huge hit because I didn't have to go to the grocery store. I had everything I needed in one box, and it was tasty. And honestly, for a week worth of dinner, I would have spent about $60 or $70 at the grocery store, if not more. Only thing is, I personally don't eat it, but I don't eat a lot, so for her, it's worth it. Um, some people struggle with breakfast. I am not a huge breakfast person. I will pick up something small. Sometimes I'll grab some peanuts, but I've seen a ton of like the chaffles are very popular now, so you can look up different chaffles, and I can't. It's so many different ones. I can't imagine that you would get tired of those over time. Another thing is the overnight oats. I mean, there are endless options, and I am famous for having breakfast for dinner. That's another option. You're tired of eating the same thing? Have breakfast for dinner. There's no set rule of what time you have to eat what meal. A lot of times I'll give my baby dinner for breakfast. Why? Because she is on a medication that she doesn't eat. She feels full all day. So that way I know that her body, because even though she feels full, I can tell she's getting hangry. So I give her enough to hold on. So these are a few tips for those who are looking for different meal options. Like I said, you have Pinterest, you have an array of subscriptions out there for different food meals. I can only speak to HelloFresh for now. And as I try the other ones, I actually will come back and give you a review on how it went. So if you have any questions, definitely drop them below. And thanks so much for listening and taking the time to be here. And my break is over. So guys, have an amazing day.